Hi, I'm Molly Wimberg, and I'm presenting my capstone project with Indy Parks. The Office of Land Stewardship for the Parks Department in Indianapolis is currently seeking to acquire beneficial land to serve several different purposes for the community at large. These purposes vary from improving serious community deficiencies to slowing down ecological issues. Communal problems that exist within the current park system include population pressures, lack of recreational properties, and issues with the current bicycle and pedestrian infrastructure. Ecological development can include creating environments where people want to live and thrive where nature is. There also must be initiatives within park programming and advertising to improve climate change resiliency and stormwater management. Implementing these ecological practices into every step of the civil engineering behind these park projects is paramount, and these initiatives to bring the Indianapolis park system into an inviting and sustainable future will be developed into a framework that will hopefully guide development for years to come. Bisected by the White River, the Southwestway Park expansion site has been plagued by FEMA flood conditions that overflow the existing open green space. Through improved reforestation and planting efforts with more accessible infrastructure, these popular stream corridors will hopefully be more equipped to handle pedestrian activity in the future. This will lead to a more activated Central Park Greenway and provide nodes for rest and relaxation. Existing brownfield sites surrounding the expansion area will not pose much of a threat due to the fact that most of their positioning is not within the expansion boundary lines and do not follow the White River course. The White River serves as an invaluable resource for this park landscape and will hopefully provide increased recreation opportunities such as dock fishing, kayaking, and swimming. New initiatives from stakeholders include a wide reforestation effort to utilize large existing agricultural lands and provide opportunities for habitat. This park expansion boundary spans over mainly fruitful, flat agricultural land, which will accommodate large swaths of hardy trees and accommodate for wetland opportunities, with flooding being at the forefront of this landscape. A habitat connector layer from GIS overlaid with a recreational trail layer exhibits how there is a strong need for accessible trails that link habitat fragments. The greater Indianapolis area has had to deal with increased food insecurity due to lack of investment in areas like Southwest Indiana. There are several examples of abandoned grocery stores and fast food joints, and with that there have been issues with public health and security. From looking at GIS data, there have been increasingly intense conditions extremely close to the site boundary. This has become a clear land management and development issue, with most of the land existing in a food desert, serving as productive and fertile agricultural land. Due to this fact, initiatives have been taken to develop urban agriculture opportunities outside of the expansion boundary by private organizations and coalitions. There are several schools that surround the park boundary, and improved biking and walking paths to connect with the closest schools would greatly help encourage children to enjoy their Indy parks and even better provide schools with an interrupted greenway that serves as a means of habitat to encourage biodiversity. Due to the fact that this immediate community that surrounds Southwestway Park is middle class, the existing recreation features have faced many years of wear and tear, and their reinvestment in recreation has been non-existent. Increased roadways and some parking features should be encouraged and settled on so that Indianapolis inhabitants from areas in lower income areas can safely drive and park to enjoy their closest greenway. This will prevent recreation deserts for lower income nearby communities that are within a 10-minute drive from the site. One of the most significant ecological problems in Southwestway Park is the presence of invasive species. Invasive species are non-native plants and animals that have the potential to cause harm to the ecosystem. In Southwestway Park, invasive plants like bush honeysuckle and autumn olive have taken over large areas, outcompeting native plants and altering the habitat for wildlife. Invasive species can also contribute to soil erosion, which can lead to water quality problems. Additionally, the park is experiencing habitat loss due to urbanization. As the surrounding area continues to develop, natural habitats are being destroyed, leading to a decline in biodiversity. This loss of habitat can have cascading effects on the ecosystem, leading to the decline or disappearance of certain species. As the demand for outdoor recreation continues to grow, there is a need to expand the park's recreation facilities while also considering sustainable energy solutions. However, any expansion must be done in a way that respects the existing context of the park. One option for expanding the park's recreation facilities is to add new trails and bike paths. These additions would allow visitors to explore more of the park's natural beauty and provide additional opportunities for outdoor recreation. When designing new trails and bike paths, it is essential to consider the impact on the park's ecosystem and natural resources. The expansion should be done in a way that minimizes disruption to the existing landscape and wildlife habitats. Another way to expand the park's recreation facilities while also promoting sustainable energy solutions is to incorporate solar generation. Solar panels can be installed on existing structures such as pavilions, restrooms, and parking lots to provide clean energy for the park's operations. This would reduce the park's dependence on fossil fuels and help to reduce its carbon footprint. The existing trail network within Southwestway Park lacks connectivity to the western side of the White River. Through 6.2 miles of trails, the eastern and western expansion boundary developments will be well connected. There is an initiative to promote urban agriculture and additional educational and recreational experiences. This includes an exciting and colorful playscape, a gorgeous botanical garden with an inviting informational center, and a fruitful orchard. There is a strong push for Southwest Indianapolis to infuse historical communication through exciting sculpture works. On the western side of the White River exist forested wetland areas that are under FEMA floodplain overview. This sculpture park will contain powerful sculptures that are well prepared for any water inundation. A latitudinal trail excursion invites community members to park and then walk along a corridor with amenities all along. These additional paths lead to agricultural amenities such as a market garden and orchard. Through analyzing the seasonal conditions of the site and the existing park experience, there will be a focus on agricultural activities during the summer months, and then more occupation within the playscape and community center building during the winter. Solar panels will fully power the electrical functions on the site and carry electrical power into the surrounding neighborhood. Dense canopy trees will line the existing tree-filled border, while shrubs and ground cover will populate inviting landscape areas surrounding open lawns for picnicking. The existing agricultural landscape will seep well into the 25-acre planned boundary of development and carry with it a strong new age and community-driven agricultural oasis. This perspective encapsulates the outdoor play features that this site offers, with a colorful playscape and the blooming botanical garden that includes perennial species like astilbe and black-eyed Susan. Welcome to the interactive sculpture park with educational signage about plants. As you journey through the park, you will encounter a variety of interactive sculptures that are designed to educate visitors about different plants and their importance. Pull-off areas for sheltered gatherings and dining terraces that line the sculptures invite community members into a natural and sophisticated outdoor experience. Native Indiana plants fill in the wetland landscape, while strong and robust native shade trees create a shady canopy. This forested wetland provides shade and respite for community members to interact with creative and inquisitive sculptures. There are accessible paths that wind through the 25-acre boundary and bring visitors to shady and idyllic dining areas with impressive views of sculptures with a forested background. Overall, these new initiatives will be incredibly successful in transforming the park into a sustainable and thriving natural habitat. The reforestation effort, wetland creation, and remediation of old gravel pits will create a unique and beautiful environment that is enjoyed by visitors of all ages. The park will continue to be a symbol of the community's commitment to sustainability and conservation, providing a wonderful example for future generations to follow.